Joining me now, Heather McGhee, soon to be president of the progressive think tank Demos. Heather, congratulations on your new post. It's wonderful news for the country, for the progressive movement. We're all very happy about this. And the reason I wanted you on was to take a victory lap, because tonight the president's going to sign an executive order raising the minimum wage for workers who are working for federal contractors. And the idea for that started with this report by a little think tank called Demos, a report titled Underwriting Bad Jobs, How Our Tax Dollars Are Funding Low-Wage Work and Fueling Inequality. This came from your shop.
This research came from our shop. I have to say that their success has many mothers. The most important thing is actually what you highlighted beautifully in your reel. The fact that people who are actually, for whom a day's pay means a lot, actually stepped away from that day's pay to strike. There's been research about this issue for about a decade. EPI has done this as well as our friends at NELP, because this seemed like such a no-brainer.
Right.
The American taxpayer, if you combine up all the different ways that our federal dollars are touching these low-wage service employees, between grants and loans and all of that, is 2.2 million. That's more than McDonald's and Walmart combined. So there was an idea about trying to really push the research case for this and say, you know what, we know that Congress isn't going to do anything about the minimum wage because it's so captured, frankly, by the donor class and the corporate lobby you talked about. But the president is sort of the big boss, right? And he can do it. He can be the responsible employer that he wants the whole country to be.
The president will announce he will use executive authority to raise the minimum wage to $10.10 for those working on new federal contracts for services. I'm reading off a White House statement. Raising wages for those at the bottom will improve the quality and efficiency of services provided to the government. This will not touch all 2 million. It's unclear how far in terms of the numbers of people we're going to see. Do you think this also has cascade effects in terms of the labor market more broadly, or just the conversation about the minimum wage?
I think it's a conversation not only about the minimum wage, but about what's wrong with our economy, right? If the president is able to say that the problem with our economy is not, in fact, that there are too many regulations or too low taxes on the wealthy, right, which is all we're hearing from the right, but saying, you know what, here's what progressives say, here's what Democrats say, is that if you are a responsible employer, this is what you do. It is better for productivity. It's better for the economy as a whole. I think the president's going to be at Costco tomorrow. We do a lot of research at Demos about the retail sector, which is one of those large, one of the fastest growing sectors in the economy, and one where it is proven that if you have better paid workers, there's lower turnover, better customer service and sales.
You know, it's fascinating, because I think that one of the other useful things about this is it's a proof of concept. And we've seen in local municipal elections and state elections, they raise the minimum wage, and actually you don't see some massive hit to the employment levels. And also there is something for the economists out there. There's an efficiency wage. There's some good evidence to suggest when you pay your workers at the bottom of the wage scale more, you actually get a more productive, longer lasting workforce, less prone to turnover, less money spent training. Heather McGhee, the soon to be new president of Demos. It's always a pleasure. Thanks for coming by.
Thanks, Chris.
All right, coming up, our